Hey everyone, my name is Terrazas, and this is my end of the semester reflective journal for RWS2. So, for this semester, we had to choose a topic to advocate for, and then we would have several assignments throughout the semester that would help us learn more about this topic. I think this is a very interesting approach because it allowed us to study something we were really passionate about, and it also improved the overall work because this is something we enjoyed doing. So for this semester, I decided to advocate for an increased investment in public transportation. The first assignment we did was an engagement proposal, and this is basically to tell our professor why our motives for studying this. So basically, my motive for doing it is because I noticed that the public transportation system in the US is very bad. And this is even proven by the American Society of Civil Engineers because on their infrastructure report card, they graded our transit system a D, which is failing because it's very inefficient. But despite this, there not a lot has been done to fix this issue. And even the stuff that's been done, it's not enough because it's still not as efficient as we need it to be. So that being said, we then moved to our genre analysis assignment. So for this assignment, I got to see two different approaches about how people talk about this topic. So the first one I did was a very serious one. It's a newsletter and it's local too. So it's a newsletter about the public transportation system in Texas. And this one doesn't have an opinion. It's just basically giving you straight facts and information. And this is seen in the title. It's very simple. It's called Public Transit in Texas. And the second one is not as serious because it's from a TV show. It's from a news TV show in Netflix called Patriot Act. I don't know if you heard about it. And it's called Why Your Public Transportation Sucks. So right away, you can see the difference in the titles. How like one's like more serious and one's more like comedy. And I thought this was very interesting because I was able to learn a lot from both of them. And this is also important because for the rest of the semester, I would have to choose my own way of advocating for this issue, whether it be through a video or through words, and also how I want to express my opinion. So that's something I took away from that, in addition to the information regarding the public transportation systems. And the next assignment we did was the local field work. So for this one, the goal was to identify the negative aspects of public transportation in order to understand what needed to be improved and what we could do to improve it. And in order to do this, I had to use a combination of qualitative and quantitative resources. So to begin, going into the semester, I didn't know what you meant, but now I know that quantitative research is a large amounts of data, like bulk information, used to study a large population. And quantitative data, I was able to learn about ridership rates and factors that affect it, like the big factors that affect it, such as location, accessibility, and commuter income. And on the other hand, qualitative research is a more detailed approach to gathering info. This is more personal, and also I did this by looking at interviews for individual people about their personal experiences and focusing on study groups. And this is to understand their personal motives and intentions. So I'm not saying one is better than the other, but they're both very useful in understanding why people don't use it as much and also what they want to do. So that was the local, that was the national, and I even did another one, which is a personal survey. No, that was the next one. Yeah, I also did another one, which is a personal survey. So which is mainly a qualitative because I didn't get that many people, but it was using bulk information. So the local survey was in El Paso County, and from that one I learned that, and this was just asking people if they want an increase in public transportation. And using this, it was interesting because 60% of El Pasoans wanted an increase in public transportation. So there is a need out there, and people do want it. So that's interesting I learned from that. And the national survey was one studying, this is a big survey around voters in the United States and seeing their overall ridership rates and all that stuff. And from this one, of all the information I learned, the most interesting thing is that 1 in 10 Americans use transportation. And it's mainly common in urban people, which is expected, but it's basically inexistent in rural. But either way, it's not that much in urban because similar to El Paso, there's not that many routes. So this is a national issue as well. So using that, I then went into the broader field work. So that one was analyzing two more resources, but this one was more in like a APA. This is more like an annotated bibliography form. So the first one was a national survey, and this was a brochure from the American Public Transportation Association. And for this one, it was and this one they urged Congress to increase public transportation investment. And from this one, I learned a lot of information because not only does public transportation make it easier for people to commute, but it also has much more benefits, such as creating more jobs. And since less cars are being used, it's going to reduce emissions and it'll also lead to a stronger economy. So that's very interesting. And this one also, they literally fixed the issue because they wanted a set amount of money, and then they actually made a future budget how this money could be used. So not only do they want to solve this issue, they told you, hey, we could solve it like this. So that was something really interesting. And then the other one was from a local survey talking about the public transit in Texas. So using all this information, I then decided to make a PSA video. So for this one, it was really simple. I wanted to highlight the three main reasons to increase in it investment, which was for reduce emissions, saving people money, and stronger economy. And I did that using more of a skit. So that was very interesting to me. So what I did learn going into this, I thought public transportation was only good to make it easier for people to travel. But using this research, I saw that it had a lot more benefits, such as strengthening the economy, reducing air pollution, and even saving commuters money. So it's more to meet the eye than what really is. So that was really interesting to me. And also going into this because I'm a civil engineering student. So there are forming disciplines of civil engineering such as structural, geotechnical, environmental, and transportation. But now doing this, I realize I really want to go into transportation because I realize I got more of an impact in this realm, and there's also a great need for it as well. And this was very rewarding because I got to study something I'm actually passionate about, and I realized I didn't really see how you could solve the problem, but I knew that there was a problem out there. And I know that if I work hard in it when I become a professional, I could really help solve this issue. So that was very rewarding. And yeah, that's my project. But also, this semester, we also did a whole bunch of other assignments that really helped us to think. We reviewed TED Talks and we also reviewed readings, which is something that's like really refreshing because it really gets us, having a new perspective on things. So overall, I would say the semester was a success, and I will use the information I learned here in my future endeavors. Thank you.